So this is a story all about how... Ooh, I went a bit Will Smith there, sorry. So, I found out that I have over 40 newts in this little wildlife pond. Now, a little bit of clickbait here, because these are not my pet newts. They are in fact wild newts, but they have chosen to reside in a pond that was man-made, that I created on my property. So in a way, yeah, they're my newts. The only difference is they can come and go as they please, and I don't feed them. But Ali, I hear you cry, how on earth do you know there's 40 newts in this pond? Because newts are fairly elusive and you don't see them that much. Well, I will let you know now. Thusly. Sorry, I've got a bit of Shakespearean. What is wrong with me? So, anyway, there's a little bit of backstory to this. Basically, I've had this wildlife pond for about 6 years. It's quite small and it's quite shallow. Now, this springtime I noticed that when I was topping up the pond, it wasn't keeping its water level. So I knew it had a leak somewhere along the line, and also this is the first year since I've had this pond that I haven't had frogs and I haven't had frog spawn. So I knew that the wildlife weren't liking it. And when I looked at the actual pond, there was only about 2 inches of water in the pond, and the majority of it was black sludge and kind of dank and disgusting. So I thought to myself, it's obvious there's no life in here, so I will empty the pond and replace all the pond liner, start again. So anyway, when I was emptying the pond water, I actually saved the pond water because I thought there might be beetles and bugs living in the water. As I was emptying the pond, I noticed something that looked like a fish swimming. And I thought, hold up, we definitely do not have fish in this pond. And when I looked closer, it was a newt. It was a smooth, common newt. So I thought, absolute miracle. Something living has survived in this dank and disgusting water. So I picked him up, put him in the bucket of water that I'd saved from the pond. Then about 10 seconds later, I saw another newt. I thought, blimey, 2 have survived. And then my husband put his hand in the water, took his hand out the water, and he had a handful of newts. So we started counting them. By the time we'd finished emptying the pond, we had counted 38 newts in this pond. Can't believe it. So we then moved the original pond liner that was damaged, and we also then found newts just dropping out of the bank. Absolutely loads of them. I'd say a good 10 or 15 of them, but we weren't counting at that point. So I can say we have 40 newts, but we actually probably more likely have about 50 or 60 newts in this pond. We've put in tons of places for them to get out. So we've put in branches, logs, moss, and also plants as well, so they have lots of cover. The only reason why we have the metal grate along the pond is because I have a 2-year-old child and she is obsessed with water, and she'd just be in the pond. So this video is really all about what you can achieve even with the smallest pond. This is a small pond, and I am absolutely astonished that we've got over 40 newts in this pond. So if you like wildlife and you like amphibians, you like frogs, toads, newts, put in a wildlife pond if you have the room. Even if you haven't got a big pond, it doesn't have to be big to create an environment they want to stay in.